Yeah, God, Megan, shut up about your sick kid. Let somebody else talk.
Taylor just has to go. So I just wanted her to be able to start. And since we're recording it, people can catch the replay too and just be mindful of your time. So Taylor, do you want to take the
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Hi, guys. I'm brand new to the team, but I feel already so welcomed and I'm thankful for that. So, my name's Taylor Toll. I'm originally from Montana, but I live out about an hour outside of Vegas. I'm a teacher. That's who I am. But I wanted to share some things that have been really working for me since saying yes and jumping in. So, I've been using Happy Juice off and on since, oh boy, Aspen started me a really long time ago. So, when she messaged me and told me about the hair care, I was like, oh my gosh, this is super exciting. So I was actually in another hair care company for 7 years, and I have tried, I'm a hand talker, just so you know. I have tried so many stinking hair care products. It's not even funny. And I've been so frustrated and disappointed. So when she shared this with me, I was like, okay, I have high hopes, but I'm really skeptical. But thank you for sharing with it. So I've tried it and I love it. I just washed for the second time today, and my hair is incredible. So, with being in another hair care company for 7 years, I know way too much information about hair, and I'm so thankful that I actually get to use that information. So, I wanted to share with you guys some things that I've been doing on my stories, on my feed, in person with people to really create hype. I have a running list, and I have my DMs. There was one day I had like 45 messages of people just talking to me, and by no means am I an influencer whatsoever. Like, I just very much openly share on my stories and in my feed what's going on in my life. So once the 20th comes, I'm super excited because I have a lot of people that want to join as customers. But some things that I wanted to share with you guys that you can implement in your business is I just want you to remember that people need new hair care, like bad. There's a lot of people that are searching for things, but specifically with this hair care, when you're talking about it, I think the big thing you want to remember is to talk about the pain points that people have. A lot of people struggle with their scalp health specifically, which is something that you can leverage because we're so focused on the microbiome of our scalp. Our scalp ages 6 times faster than your skin. And so, talking about those pain points specifically on your stories, letting them know, like, hey, it has this. And you can tell them after you've used it, you want to make sure to be taking people on your journey. So, I don't know about you guys, but when I get something, I'm like, ooh, I don't feel confident in this because I don't know a lot of information about it yet. Do you guys feel like that? You're like, this is all brand new. I don't know all the information on the hair care, or I don't know all the information on the ingredients. Yes. And you might even be like, I don't know if I'm qualified to talk to you about these different things because it's all brand new. So, what I want to tell you is when you go on your stories or you're talking, it's okay to look at those cheat sheets. And it's also okay to specifically say, like, I am learning this along with you, but I want to share you, I want to take you on my journey. Show your hair before, show your hair after you wash it once, show yourself giving yourself your first ACV treatment. And you can literally look at the info sheet and read off of it. There's no shame in that. It's okay to say, hey, I'm learning it. But while you're learning it, you're teaching your brain that. And then you're also teaching your audience, which is creating trust with you and them. They're going to look to you as an expert. Not everybody knows about hair. I mean, obviously, it's taking me a long time to learn all the different things that I have. But use those tools and resources because they're in our app and I know they're floating around. Okay, and then another thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about is touch on these things. People, maybe it's just my niche. I'm on a fertility journey, so I am very aware of the things that I'm putting on my body, but people are looking for things up to European standards. Talk about that. Like, that is such, it tells people that they're clean products. That's amazing. That's so hard to find out there. And it's also hard to find things that are clean and actually produce results. So that's wonderful to leverage. Another thing you can leverage is that, and I think I'm right on this, and I've been saying it. This is ignorance on fire. I'm telling y'all, 90-day return policy. Is that right? So people can really get their hands on it and try it out. And that's nice too. That made me feel really good. Talk to people about that. They don't have that return policy when it comes to Sephora or Ulta. A lot of times it's a 30-day policy. So you can leverage that as well. And then the other thing is just make sure to be educational. I am a teacher, yes, but I know that people are looking for information information. What's going to set you apart from someone else is not just slapping up a graphic. Sure, you can put graphics up, but go on your story and you specifically talk. If you have the paper in front of you and you're reading off the paper and you're telling your audience you're real, you're genuine, and they're going to know like, hey, I can sign up and I can do this too and be so authentic in my process, you know? So those are some key things. And then the last one before I go is to make sure to be collecting people's information. People are stopping me in the hall at work and being like, oh my gosh, your hair looks absolutely beautiful. What are you using? And I'm like, oh girl, I'm going to write your name down. As soon as the 20th hits, I'm going to text you. That same thing happens when I'm talking on my stories. I have created an email list for my flow desk. So I'm working on a whole workflow. If you don't know what that is, that's okay. But I'm going to shoot emails off specifically educating people on why these products are different than something that they can go buy at the store. We have such an incredible opportunity to replace people's products that are in their showers with this. And people trust you. They trust you more than going to the Walmart aisle or the Sephora aisle or Ulta or whatever it is. So just remember that, educate them, write their names down when they ask if they're interested about it, and follow back up with them. And if people do not always say yes the first time, just remember that people get busy and that's okay. Aspen has had to talk to me several times and I'm thankful for that. And just know that people don't think about hair care all the time. It's not on their forefront of their mind, but you have an incredible opportunity. That's how I feel. I'm excited. I have my excitement back, which I haven't had in a really long time. I stepped away from that company in April, and I just feel like God really led me here for a reason. So I feel thankful for that. And I'm just grateful to be a part of this team. So hopefully that's helpful to you, some things that you can implement. If you have questions, I can always help you. You can go talk to me on Instagram at Taylor Toll, but I'm just really excited to be here and I hope we get to help lots of people with this.
Bethany doesn't know she's muted yet. That was so good, Taylor. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for stepping up and chatting. I know you got to go, so I appreciate it so much. That was all super helpful. It has me excited. Spoke to me too, because I'm one of those people that I'm like, I don't know anything about hair care. My audience is going to be like, what? Like, I know the definition of greasy. I know when it's clean.
But that's okay. You don't have to use all the technical terms either. Remember that. If you know greasy and you're like, I'm not a grease ball, hey, that's amazing. I'm going to be like, oh, she can help my grease ball issue. And that's okay. So I think people have to remember that too. It's a learning curve and it's a journey and that's all right. But you have a solution. So I think everyone just has to remember that you have solutions to people's problems. And so it's more important to educate on the solution over just the ingredients. I don't really care about the ingredients, but if you can tell me how this is going to help me, I'm sold usually.
Yeah. Love that. Well, thank you again.
She is the go-to person. And I missed the first 2 minutes getting on here because I had airplane mode on my computer. I'm like, why is Zoom not working right now? But Taylor, thank you so much for that. That was amazing. And yeah, if you guys have questions, shoot them to Taylor. Like the intricate hair questions, she is the bomb at all things hair. She was actually my enroller with the other company and helped me with my other hair stuff. But super excited.
For the
Bethany.
question, oh, sorry, Aspen, if you weren't finished.
Oh no, I was just gonna ask Bethany if she wanted me to go. I
Yeah,
didn't read the question.
I do. Want you to go.
And
Am
we're
I
getting Tyler's
unmute?
question. No, sorry, we're reading the question in the comment.
Oh,
Yeah, I was gonna go ahead and answer if unless somebody else wanted to. We're supposed to be getting it a little more affordable than Sephora. What I'm understanding is eventually it's going to be coming on off Sephora shelves. They'll also get the discount as well as they're going to get the support and the questions and the customer service. I am going to double check about the 90-day money back guarantee, but Amari's 90-day money back guarantee has so far been on all products, so I would assume it's extended to this as well. So that would be another perk, but just let me confirm that.
I looked
You
in
did?
the FAQs of on Builder. I'll
Oh,
go check
awesome.
again. But I'm almost positive, and then I asked Amanda Cooper as well.
Oh, great. Thanks, Aspen. That's perfect. Okay, so yeah, they also get the 90-day money back guarantee, which you would not get at Sephora.
And
Something I
honestly, most
also
people
do.
aren't.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say something I also do whenever anyone signs up for me with a customer in my previous business, I would make sure to send them a thank you card, a handwritten thank you card. So I think that people just there's a special level of treatment that they get when they're your customer. That's what sets you apart from them going to Sephora. Like, I've always acknowledged my customers' birthdays or when they've been with me for 1 year. And that's just something that they don't get at those other places. So you can always leverage that. But also, the educational piece is what's going to set you apart from Sephora. Because I mean this in the nicest way possible. But when you go into Sephora, those ladies, they have so many different products that they have to be trained on and they don't remember everything. So you are going to be different. So I think that's an important thing to remember too, is that yes, it's at Sephora, but you're going to be the one that's trained the most. If there's any hair facts that you don't know about your scalp, go to Chat GPT and type in like, give me some hair facts. Why is the ACV rinse so amazing for your hair? That's what I did before I went and talked on my stories today. And that gives you some talking points, but also you're going to learn while you're doing that. It only takes, you only need to know 10% more than the average person to seem like an expert. So remember that too.
And most people aren't going to know that it's in Sephora because the shelf in Sephora with the products is so small. One of our uplines went there and she actually had to ask the employee because she went there looking for it and she couldn't even find it. She had to ask the employee. So I would say like 90% of people don't even know that it is available there. And so that's why we're just not even going to mention it. However, if they do say they saw it there, that's where we can bring up the points of it's cheaper, we get the rewards. It is confirmed that we do have the 90-day return policy. All hair products are going to fall under the Amare like guidelines and return policy and whatnot, and the 10% off coupon. Yeah, so pretty much the hair products are the exact same way as we'd sell the supplements. You're gonna get them on. You can do it on subscribe and save. I do know that you can't add them to a bundle, but that's like the only thing that is not available right now. And then they get the $10 off when they start. So it's gonna be pretty awesome. And then they get the rewards. I will share now what I've been doing. Taylor was actually my first person that I enrolled. What she's been a customer of mine, but she's considered a new enrollment now as a brand partner. And so I know the verbiage has changed a little bit because now everyone knows that it's hair that we're talking about. But when I was really messaging a lot of people, and when I got all of my enrollments, this was before we could talk hair. So honestly, you could even talk to these people and not mention hair until you kind of have their commitment. So I started off, I was very vague and I only reached out to specific people that I knew that they would really appreciate a clean, luxurious hair product. And so I reached out to them. And then I also reached out to them if they might be interested in the business. Now, they obviously don't have to do the business, but reaching out to people right now, well, when I was doing this a week and a half ago, um, they obviously, if it was just customers, they're not going to enroll right away. They're going to wait for the launch on the 20th, which is totally fine. And so the first several people I reached out to, I wanted to make sure that they knew that they're going to do brand partner account. So I started off extremely vague. I sent one message and I said, "Are you still using these products?" Because I knew what products they're using. And some of them said yes, some of them said no. And then I sent voice messages from there on out, talking because I want them to hear my excitement and I want them to hear my authenticity with like what's coming. And so I just said, if you had the opportunity to get products that were clean, luxurious, they actually worked, and they're going to be better than what you're using right now. I said, would you, oh my gosh, my computer's going to try restarting. Just a minute. Let's hope it doesn't do it. So I said, if you found these products, would you try them? And they all said yes. And then I said, okay, now if you want to know about it now before the 20th, I was vague and I'm like, I told people, I was like, I don't like being this vague with you, but I kind of have to be right now. And at that point, we legally could not talk much. And so I said that. But I said, okay, here's the deal. If you are interested in the brand partner account and you, whether you want to do a business or you might want to do a business in the future, The pre-launch pack that you can get right now that's discounted only for brand partners. You're not gonna be able to get it at this price once it launches. This is the price, and I told them the price. And then I said, do you are you committed to that? Do you agree with that? And then they said yes. And then I was able to kind of talk to them about it. And that's how those people were very serious about it. Now I will say going forward, I have been kind of switching it up because we can't enroll with just the pre-launch pack. Like we technically need to enroll with a supplement pack. And with this sale, it's obviously better. There's a girl in here that actually got the sale and got a huge discount on the starter pack. And so what I've been kind of saying and what everyone's kind of been seeing is that you can grab a starter pack, you can grab a happy juice pack and all these different things discounted. And then obviously once they get access to that, they can do the sale or they can get the pre-launch pack. So the way I've been marketing that is grab your supplements while they're discounted. So I'd start sending out messages between now and tomorrow because the sale ends tomorrow. Grab your supplements that are going to be something that you want and that you're actually going to use. And then you can obviously talk about those too if you want to make a business out of that. And then after you have that, then you're gonna have full access to what's coming and you're gonna be able to see if you even want to order this before the 20th, like everyone else. And mind you, I'm saying all this after they've already kind of committed and like they're interested. But the key thing, so I have my notes here. The key thing is definitely get on voice messages. And if there's someone that's really, really curious and they want to know like right now, like what's the brand? Just tell me the brand. And you you kind of have a personal relationship with like Taylor was actually one of the only people I actually told this to. But I did tell her the brand name before because I knew that she wanted to actually like see it because she's been so involved in the business like this before. So you can kind of pick and choose how you handle that, but I'm definitely just a lot of voice messages. That's what's happening right now. And I also I'm getting in my stories. I did if you guys
Hey, I'll
watch
put
the
my
phase
feet up
two,
for you.
if you guys watch the Olivia, you're unmuted.
I'm
If
so
you
sorry.
that's okay. If you guys watch the phase two launch the other night, or if you can catch the replay, they gave a lot of great tips on there. And so I've been getting in my stories as well, and I've been building a VIP list for people that want to know about it on the 20th, and they're not someone that's interested in the business. So keep doing that. And if you have the products and you already have started your testimony on that, just share in your stories day by day, like how it's going. Also, don't forget to take before and after photos. I've been reminding some of my girls that because I think we're also excited to get everything that we're forgetting to. I don't want to forget to take the before and afters. That's going to be fun to kind of show people the actual results that you're getting. But yeah, so I'd say key points here. Kind of stay vague until you like have that commitment or they have the brand partner account. Get in your voice messages, then reach out to people that you think are going to like this as a business, or if you're trying to really build your customer VIP list, reach out to them and just say, hey, something new is coming on the 20th. It's going to be luxurious, clean products that actually work, and it's something that you're already using. Or you can say it's hair products, and then say, would you like to know on the 20th what it is? If you guys want exact verbiage of what I've been saying to people that are interested, I did send it in the chat. I can tag it. I can bump that comment if you guys want to see the verbiage. But I think that's everything. Is there anything I missed? Anyone have questions?
No, Taylor said take videos too, which is so smart. There's so many things I wish I would have taken videos of before and afters of me with just happy juice, but instead just had like I didn't know there'd be an after like photo for happy juice, so I wasn't worried about before, you know?
And be honest, like when you're I took some videos, I actually recorded videos of my first night of getting it and like I talked on there and obviously couldn't post them and can't post them yet, but I take videos and just be like share like what exactly your hair struggles with. And even if you don't, even if you have an adjustment period with the products, which I don't think it's going to be long if you do, like talk about it, be honest. You're gonna get the most people drawn in and like the most enrollments by just sharing your journey and how it's working.
A couple of people have asked about the smell, and I don't have like a distinctive smell for it, but I have a sinus infection. Before that, I had the flu, so I don't know if it smells like something. It's nothing strong to me. It's just
It's like it is so good. I explain it as like if you went to a very, very fancy hotel and they had top tier products, that's like what the smell would be. There's a scent that I actually have smelled at a hotel, and it's a common scent, but I can't remember the name of it. But it smells clean. It doesn't smell like chemically or artificial, I guess, in like a bad way. It's really good.
okay. All right, switching gears here just for a minute. Oh, Aspen, could you copy and paste the verbiage? Could you put it in this chat?
I put it in, I can't do it because I'm on my computer and I'm on my phone is where I have the message. But I bumped it in the group chat and I'll tag Natalia.
In the Always Happy Hour chat?
Yes.
And you're tagging her? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so just quick recognition for those people doing reels. I knew we have new people here too, which is super awesome. Hi, I'm really glad you're here. I'm Bethany, Aspen's enroller, and then Nicole, she's on my
Hi.
left on the Zoom's Brady Bunch screen. She is my enroller. Um, so just shout out to these people that are working hard on making consistent reels. And then our February enrollments. Aspen has two and an influencer. If you are new here, we have an influencer program where people, if they have the total sum of 10,000 people between like Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram, they can get their first month of Happy Juice free as an influencer. And try it out that way. We can talk about that if you come upon one that you want to share with. Yes, Olivia, I learned it's the accumulation of all the platforms. I thought it was on just one too, but it's like the accumulation of all the platforms and where they hold influence, which is really, really cool because I know a lot of people on Facebook that have like 5,000 and then they have 5,000 on Instagram and it's like, whoa. So, I just learned that this week. That's been a game changer in my mind with reaching out to people. Um, and then Ivy, Olivia, Taylor, Jackie, Alicia. I put Ivy twice, and Sarah, you all have one enrollment. And then snapshots, Dawn and Aspen both have earned the personalized email campaign, which if anyone new here is into email marketing or wants to be a part of email marketing, I enroll through email marketing with my reels and have made my emails available to you guys. So we can talk about that off this call if you guys want to and you're into email marketing. I just started doing that this last June, and it's been a game changer in terms of automation. So, just briefly to just like hop into this, I'm sure if you are not new to this business, you've heard this many times, and I like to kind of go over it with myself every now and then and give tasks. So I'm in coaching right now, um, and I've been working with my coaches on how we can build more momentum here on this team. And so this week and through this presentation, my goal for you is to commit to 5 days of social media presence, whether it's a reel, a story, or something value packed, what you're making for dinner, health tip, etc. Because someone out there needs what you have, but they're not going to find it if you don't share it. So we know that a hobby is you show up when you feel like it and you wait for motivation, right? A business is when you show up even when you don't feel like it, but it's built on discipline. And I've really been focusing the last month on teaching you guys and teaching myself that it's not about working more, but working with more focus. And we've been doing that in our working Zooms, which are at 6 a.m. PST 3 times a week, which a lot of people can't make. So I'm going to kind of go through this so you guys can be disciplined, like have disciplinary action with yourself this week through daily actions.
Just one thing, if you don't mind, Bethany, I
Yeah.
wanted to add, because I have to often bring myself around with the hobby business thing. I get stuck on hobby a lot. If you do human design, my design, and that's why that happens. But um, so one of the things I have to ask myself almost every day is if I had a boss, how much would they have paid me for how much effort or work I put in? You know, was I just scrolling my phone? Was I doing those things? And so if you need to think like, okay, if Bethany was going to write me a paycheck for all my work today, how much would she have paid me? And I find it just helps my mind like shift the mental state of like, oh my God, my boss actually wouldn't pay me right now. Or you know what, I would have just got a promotion today. So it's a great way to think about it. Because it's just a mindset shift. That's it.
And okay, if you're new here, my thinking's kind of strange, but I'm going to try and explain it too. I kind of think of hobby with working out, like working out when I want results. And I'm not talking about weight loss or anything, but you can compare it to weight loss. I'm talking about strength. If I'm going to treat my weights and getting strong as a hobby, I'm not going to get the results that I do get when I have discipline and do it, right? When I show up, even when I don't want to. Um, so that's just another way of putting it. But the boss thing I really relate to because you guys hear me say all the time, I talk to myself as if I'm my own boss and I'm just like hard on myself and disciplinary with myself. Um, so these are the daily actions that we kind of work on our our working Zooms, but I wanted to give you guys stuff to do on your own time because you are your own boss, right? So your business is only as viable as you make it. Showing up really isn't optional if you want results. If you don't want results, then showing up is optional for you. So whether you're sharing on your journey, you're educating on the product, or inspiring people with your story, whether you're healing, been through trauma, etc., your audience needs to see you consistently. And consistently doesn't mean daily, it means dependable. They need to see you on your socials. So, if we're being real, success on social media is not about being viral at all. Okay. I've had multiple viral videos that have produced me nothing income producing, right? So, you need to measure your success on what success is to you and if it's income producing for you. And in pertaining to this and what we're all here for, in relation to Amari, I know we all have separate things. We need income producing activity, right? So it's about showing up so people know, like, and trust you. And they don't relate to perfect, they relate to real. Like Taylor totally introduced this call with being real. You don't have to know everything. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to know ingredients. You just have to share it in your own words. So, if you were on the social media call earlier this Thursday, then you heard me say that if you walked past a store and the lights were randomly off, different hours of the day, on at 1 a.m. to 3 a.m., like, would you trust that business? Probably not. Like, we've got some like really shady massage places around here that I would never go to because of the weird hours that their lights are on and then they're not. So, consistency, I just also want to bring up the algorithm. People think the algorithm is the enemy and they're not being seen because the algorithm, but it actually just rewards consistency. So the more you show up, the more it shows your content to others, and you get to set that algorithm. You just have to be consistent with it, which a lot of people don't realize. So it doesn't mean you have to post 2 reels every day, but if you're going to commit to posting 2 reels every day, you stay consistent with posting 2 reels every day. Does that make sense? Same thing could be if you're going to post Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday every week. The algorithm's going to know you're doing that and you're staying consistent with it. So, batch content creating is something that a lot of people do because they're planners. So I recommend that if you are a planner. I did talk on the social call about just telling your family for 1 hour if you like doing B-rolls, like, hey, I'm going to get different segments here for 8 seconds. And then you just have it in your folder to do overlays over.
Can I
And
add something?
yeah, that call was actually really good. If you guys, I posted it. If you're needing help with social media. Did you have something? Sorry, Aspen.
Yeah, you and Nicole were talking about like time and if you showed up to a job, how much would your boss pay you essentially? It people have been asking me lately, like, how are you just showing up so much more often and doing so much more stuff? And the reality is, it literally took me writing down. Bethany's partner John actually helped me do this. It took me writing down every single thing I do in a day and like how long I spend on this and how long I spend on reels. It took me doing that to realize that I was actually not being very productive with my time. And that what I was like so confused that I thought I was putting so much work in and I wasn't getting the result of my work. But in reality, I was spending more time doom scrolling, excuse me, than I was actually being productive with my reels and posts.
Yeah, and that's where
And
those
also,
hours. Go
yeah,
ahead.
the working Zoom has completely transformed my entire business, all because I'm actually doing like the little tedious tasks that we keep putting off every single day. If it wasn't for those working Zooms, I'm not sure I'd be getting those little things done because they're so like easy and it's like, why would we do it? But in reality, that's what's building your business.
Yeah, for sure. Otherwise, you spend like, yeah, just different segments throughout the day. That's what I'm like. You really can accomplish everything in 2 hours in your day if you just block it out and work it. So this one is one that I have definitely gotten away from. And I think it's something that a lot of leaders get away from once they hit like a certain level is that personal development, right? Like you just don't think you need help or I don't know what it is. I couldn't tell you because it's happened to me too. But if you're not growing, you're dying. Your mind is your biggest asset and you need to be feeding it. See ya, Janice. Thanks for coming. So 10 minutes a day might not seem like much, but over a year, that's 60 hours of personal development, just 10 minutes a day. So you can listen to a podcast before driving, read 10 pages before bed, start your day with affirmations, your business will never outgrow you. And then you get in your stories and talk about like, whoa, this simple mindset thought is something I have never thought of. Have you guys? And then you're bringing mindset to your stories too, which is subconsciously showing people what you do in your business. And it becomes super cool because, as a counselor, I didn't get to have mindset, but as a entrepreneur, I get to sit there and share on mindset. um, so you can journal for 5 minutes. It's up to you how you want to do personal development. Even I would say honestly, like if you have like a Bible thing in the morning, that's even personal development. If you're a religious person. So here's another thing we do or kind of do. The 2 exposures a day. So this is what I was being people within our industry are doing this with their team and they are having great results. If you don't talk about your business, no one else is going to talk about your business. You're not bothering people by talking about the business. You're actually offering a solution that could change their life, which I have to be reminded of this all the time. Sorry. 2 new conversations a day is just 10 a week, and that adds up really, really fast. And I want to remind you, because I'm like huge on this, I want you to be a connector, not a seller. So money is in the messenger means that you're starting conversations, you're asking people questions, and you're being genuinely curious, right? My coaches are reminding me all the time right now that like people that come into this business or even me at one time, I didn't know how to have a conversation with someone around this. Like it was really weird and awkward for me, and I was probably really salesy. But I didn't get good at what I was doing until I continued to do what I was doing and tailored it and got better. Does that make sense? You have to practice conversation to get good at conversation. So, 2 exposures a day. That's kind of what we do in our working Zoom too. You're going to sit there. A lot of time for me, what this looks like for me is I watch someone's stories and a conversation eventually leads to like something Amari or something they're doing or something mental health or something infertility or something hair or their husband has dandruff and can't get rid of it, which you guys, that is what Nicole and I both have noticed so much. The dandruff is gone. Like I didn't notice till Nicole said something. I always have dandruff. I cannot get rid of it. Oh, Ivy, we recognized you at the beginning of the call for your enrollment. So it doesn't mean pitching random people. It means starting real conversations. And it will happen. It'll happen organically, especially if you believe in those digital connections. I the book I co-wrote, my chapter was on how I really believe God works within our lives digitally now too. And the people I meet aren't on accident. Like when we meet online through a conversation, they have something to offer me or I have something to offer them, but it's up to us. Like God doesn't introduce us formally, right? He's not like, hey, Bethany, this is Megan, and Megan, this is Bethany, and here's what she has to offer, and you have to offer. You got to put in the work and figure out through conversation why you were meant to meet out of the millions online. Does that make sense? Maybe, maybe not.
It makes perfect sense. So
Okay.
true.
Um, so then 3 follow-ups daily. I am good at this through emails. I'm not good at it on person, like to person, but I'm getting better at it. On Instagram, I swipe right or left or something. I don't know what it is, and I flag them in the inbox. You can like change their color, the little corner of it. And that's how I know those are people I need to go back to and follow up with. So I don't know about you guys, but the stat is real. 80% of sales happen after the 5th or 7th follow up. And that's so true for me. I don't really have a lot of people that just are like, yeah, purchasing the first time I give them a link. John and I just got to sign up over the weekend. And I would have given her my link personally, but she signed up under John because I gave her John's link 2 fucking years ago. I went back to look at our conversation because she hasn't even reached out for signing up, and I haven't reached out to her yet because I do my reach outs on Monday. Um, yeah, and the last part, like she gives me like, I don't know, we've had like 3 lines before that link 2 years ago. So um just keep your follow up though, like you're checking in on a friend, not making a sales pitch. These people, like, they're human and they're going to be people you end up being close with if you work with them or they become your customer.
I love this, just not to cut you off again, but I like this because this is like how the funnel works. So a lot of the people that I'm enrolling are people I've had the conversation with 1 or 2 years ago. So the reach out and the connection that you make today, I mean, sure, it could be an enrollment today too. Um, but if they don't, it's like we don't need to get discouraged because they could follow up with you in 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year down the road, 2 years down the road. Like I've seriously had people wait the 2 years, like Bethany was just saying. And, had I kept or not followed up or not created that relationship, they likely would have gone elsewhere.
Yeah, and you probably treated them like a human too. So it was like, so it wasn't. And I remember in sales too, I used to feel really desperate, like, oh my gosh, why aren't they using my link? What do I do? But I feel like if you don't give off that vibe, you like just keep that abundant mindset and more people will come. The next thing I really want to stress, if you are trying to grow the business for legacy income, oopsies, is our new opportunity calls. Oh wait, yeah, inviting prospects. So these are going to be every first Saturday at 7 a.m. PST and every second Tuesday at 5:30 p.m. PST. And if any leaders or anyone in here, you don't have to be a leader. Everyone here is a leader. I guess where I'm in my head is you don't have to be leader rank to do this. Don't confuse being a leader for leader rank. But if anyone wants to head up doing these, I know on Tuesday nights I'll probably need like a co-captain with me at the very least after March because I don't know what baseball schedule is yet. But I tried to do it at a time where it wouldn't be drop off and I'd be able to sit in the car or at least get the kids situated in the back. So these are tools, not sale pitches. The events do the heavy lifting. I was just kind of tailoring one to, because I really want to market our team's email marketing as something that we leverage and people can have available to them special to this team because it's changed my life and my paycheck. And it's freaking really cool. So if people want that opportunity, I want them to be able to see that they can get that here in the pre-written emails. So treat event invites like you're inviting someone to a fun night out, not a sales pitch. So just it's all in how you present it and like your vibe, right? But getting people to these calls are going to be really, really helpful. People don't buy when they understand you, they buy when they feel understood. So when they can come to these events and ask questions, like, and feel understood in what they're saying, like it makes all the difference versus these back and forth conversations through DMs. And we all know people who attend events are way more likely to say yes. Like I'm way more likely to buy. Sorry, you guys. um, something at one of those in-person party events, like walk away with something than I would online. Online, we can just peace out, right? So events create trust, energy, and social proof that people are showing up and actually doing this and that you're actually holding these events instead of being like, hey. So if someone is on the fence, an event can definitely push them over the yes. One thing I'm being coached on too is that my customers are likely the best prospect to bring to these events. So checking in with your current customers, like, hey, on Tuesday, we're talking about how you can get your product paid for. Right? Not, hey, on Tuesday, we're talking about how you can have a side gig. Right? No, I don't have time for that. But what? I can get my product paid for and pay for the whole family? Heck yes, I'm coming. I did put this. You guys can get fancy if you want to on Canva. I am not a Canva person. I don't even know how I pull these presentations off, but I did make a little tracker if you guys wanted something super easy that, you know, your kids can doodle on too without you getting pissed off because you use color ink. I put it in the always happy hour chat. So it's just Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You did the daily social media because you're supposed to do those 5 days. Choose your 5 days, 5 days, your exposures, your 3 follow-ups, yes or no, and then invite prospects to the meeting. You're going to track that monthly. So you only spend about 15 minutes a month inviting people to the event. And a lot of that you can do just in your stories, you know, like if you're ever interested, have them fill out a form so you can get at them when the next event comes. And then that form collects it all for you and you can email everyone at once. That's just in always happy hour chat, but you guys can make a prettier one. Tracking just kind of keeps you piggybacks off what Nicole says. If you didn't do this, you didn't do this, you didn't do this, and you didn't do this. You know, like, okay, so I didn't do the basic things that I need to grow my business. I don't have reels and stuff in there because these are just, this is the money is in the messenger thing. The things we don't really do when we should, the daily actions. So that's all I have. So just a reminder of those opportunity calls, challenge to show up for yourself this week. And then remember, this isn't about doing more. It's just about doing the right things consistently, which I'm really focusing in on. Because when we even added a working Zoom, I'm like, crap, I don't have time for a working Zoom, but I just get my work done during the working Zoom.
I thought that too. And then I go to the working Zoom and I get almost like all of my work done. And then I'm so excited after the 30 minutes, I continue to work. And then anything I do else, like other than that working Zoom is like extra and above. So it makes me feel really good when I just go.
Or I just feel like I don't have, like, I'm like, what do I do with my time since I got everything done?
That's exactly how I feel. And it's also helped, like, I'll schedule specific times during the day when I know my kids are not going to be like awake and being wild. and I'll get work done during then or during the working Zoom, and then any work after that is like an extra bonus, and I just overachieved. And then celebrate that because that's awesome. So it's not about scheduling like an entire hour to get that work done. It could even be 30 minutes.
Yeah. Okay.
Did anybody, I know, Natalia, did I say that right? Natalia? I don't know. Sorry if I didn't, but other
She
than
says
this.
everything funny. She's Canadian.
Oh, really? Yay. Eastern Standard Time, so it's an hour behind me. So it's